Hi, my name is La Morena, aka The Glow. I have an issue. Interracial relationships. Okay, my grandfather and my grandmother, alright? From my father's side. My grandfather is Chinese, with all intents and purposes from China. My grandmother is Mexican. Them combined equals my dad with plus my mom, and she's just Mexican. My mom and my dad combined equals me and my siblings. Okay? Now this whole interracial relationship thing comes up because I happen to date black guys. And I date black guys. My name is Gloria and I date black guys. And it's not because they're black, it's because, that's kind of who I'm around all the time. And I live in Memphis and it's predominantly black and white, just like most places that I've been living at. Besides Cali, I'm a native Californian. So I'm in Memphis, and I used to live in Georgia too, and predominantly it's like mostly 50-50, like in these two cities I've been living in. Half black, half white city, split in half. And then there's the Liu family throwing things out of whack. Anyways, so like it's us, and I'm around black people a lot because I don't know. But my boyfriends have been black. I've only dated one Mexican guy, and that was just to be dating somebody. I'm not gonna go into that because I don't want him to be watching. So I date black guys, and the problem is not the guys, but it seems like my relationships tend to bring spectators into my life because I don't. Damn, the kids are. But it tends to bring spectators into my life, and I don't like it because it's very negative. Everything that they say is negative. Everything they do is negative. Okay, here's the example. One day, me and my ex, all intents and purposes, my boyfriend. Not my boyfriend anymore. But anyways, me and my boyfriend, we're going downtown. We're going on a date. Okay? Normal couples, they go on dates, right? I'm like, yeah, pretty right. They go on dates. We were going on a date, and we happened to go downtown. And if you know anything about Memphis and Beale Street, after a certain time, on certain days of the week, usually the weekend, you're not allowed to be on Beale Street if you're younger than 20. If you're younger than 21. I was at the time 20. This was a few months ago. And we were trying to hurry to get into Beale Street so we can go eat something. Because obviously I wasn't 21, so, we had to make it work somehow. Because I wanted to eat downtown. Yes. So this is what happened, okay? There was a car creeping by, and there was a bunch of females in there, and they were looking at my boyfriend. And my boyfriend, he's handsome, so I'm not worried about it because I'm not insecure like that. Not to that point. So she was checking my boyfriend, and I guess she kept looking at both of us, and I was like, this might be a problem, but I kept walking. So, we turned a corner, and so it made us, because they were at a stoplight, and we turned a corner, and so our backs was turned to them. And so our backs was turned to them, we kept walking towards Beale Street, and these females, or next thing I know, I hear, hey, you. And so, I think they were on something, because we were already halfway up the block. I'm pretty sure she was drunk or something. And it wasn't a little kid. It was like a 25 to 30-year-old. That's how I would put her. She, she kept yelling after me, and I didn't turn around. And I guess it caught the attention of my boyfriend, and he was like, hey, they're calling you. You know them? And so I turned around, and I was like, I turned around, and I was wearing a jean skirt and, brown top. And, I thought I looked good, and he thought I looked good, too. I turned around, and the girl stuck her head out the window, and she was like, you a ugly hoe. That sucks, you know. What did my boyfriend do? He turned around and started laughing. It wasn't like a laughing like, ha ha ha. It was like laughing like, ha ha ha. Like, dang. But that's how I took it. There's really nothing you can do about that. But I felt very insecure. And not insecure, but made me feel really bad. Because, you know, that doesn't happen in my everyday life, that people just scream out how ugly I am in the middle of the street. You know, we kept walking, and, you know, we got to Beale Street, and the police were checking IDs then. And so I didn't get to eat downtown. So instead we went back to his car and we went to eat at Perkins. If you eat at Perkins before, you know it's like CB food. And so like we went to Perkins instead, and we went in the restaurant, and I get the looks, the up and down looks, the whispering behind the hand, pointing, chuckling, smirking, rolling eyes. I get it all, of course, you know, but, you know, he gets the envy. My boyfriend gets the envy of, you know, the guys and shit. Like, we're walking, and I get these looks. We both get these looks and stuff, and I sit down, and I feel very uncomfortable. I feel so uncomfortable, you know. So insecure, so uncomfortable, you know. I didn't need that. I already felt down from this crazy lady screaming at me from the street. So, like, and that's just an example of what I went through just for going with a guy of a different ethnicity. And it doesn't make sense to me that I have to go through that. Why? I'm already a woman. And then I'm a minority. Not only am I a minority, I'm a minority that's ignored. People still think it's black and white out here. Hello, we're here. We've been here. And I'm talking about Mexicans. We've been here. And we're still ignored. That's what I get for dating a black guy. Okay, just to clarify, I get the looks from black women. If that helps anything. It's never from Mexicans, because I don't even think they know if I'm Mexican. Looked down upon. And I've been called names and stuff. I've been called a red bone. Now, I kind of know what that means, but I didn't think it applied to me. Because I'm Mexican. Brown, too, so I don't get that. But yeah, I've been called red bone and stuff. But that's not necessarily bad, is it? I don't know. So I just want to know, what have your experiences been? If you have any, if any of you have been in an interracial relationship. And, or especially from Mexican and black couples, or brown and black couples. I want to know from them, because I want to know, what do the Mexicans think of your black boyfriend, girlfriend, or what are your, you know, and if you're black, what do your people think about your Mexican girlfriend / boyfriend? Of course, it's easier. I think, like, people look at it better if it's, you know, if a black guy has a Mexican girlfriend than if it's a Mexican guy have a black girlfriend. I don't hear too much shit when a white guy has a black girl than when a black guy has a white girl. It's like more negative, you know. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's what I've gotten, you know. I'm only being truthful. This is just me talking, because I really can't persecute me, because this is just how I think, or it's how, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, please do. So relate to me your stories, or why you feel the need to, if you've ever done it, why you feel the need to make me feel bad or make other people feel bad, you know. Because my ex, this is a funny thing too, is because my ex, like, even though he was dating me, he didn't like the fact that black people or his people would date white people. Like, that was a no-no. Like, you know, I've heard a lot of things, you know. And honestly, I don't blame people for hating white people. You know, it's just ignorant. They should hate anybody, but I just wouldn't blame anybody for hating white people. Not saying that I hate white people, but I understand. But that's another story.